Yo, what's good everybody? Lambo Calrissian here, and today we're going to be talking about the second rider in Kamen Rider Double, Accel, and all the forms that he has. Now, in terms of the number of forms that he has, it's not really a whole lot. In fact, there's only 3 of them, but all of them help him fulfill the role necessary to defeat anybody in his wave. So the powers he may have in these forms may be generic, but they are versatile enough to handle a lot of situations. So with that said, let's go ahead and get this shit started. Starting with Accel's default form, the red form. This form is used whenever Ryu transforms using the Accel driver. I've actually done a video explaining more about the Accel driver in this, so here's the thumbnail. Check that out either after this or in the middle of this, whatever you want to do. But anyway, even in this form, his speed makes him the fastest of all of the hero riders in this series. Accel has substantial punching and kicking power, and uses his signature weapon, the engine blade, as his main source of damage output. The most unique part about his form is that he has the ability to transform into a motorcycle-like form called bike form. Because, that name sounds so cool in the streets. This form activates by removing the Accel driver when the lights on his mask or the face flasher lights up. While as a bike, he can link himself up to his gunner turret known as the Gaia Cannon, as well as any of Double's motorcycle attachments for any form of combat, whether it be land, sea, or air. He can be bike-ish. It's cool and weird at the same time. Moving on to Accel's first evolved form, we have Accel Trial. Now, while transforming into Trial, Accel changes from red to yellow, then finally to blue. While this form is significantly faster than the default form, this means that with that increased speed, he loses both power and defense. This is made up for by the fact that his punching and kicking speeds are absolutely amazing, and he has increased movement speed, so it's easy for him to maneuver and dodge. I think the most important thing to note about this form, other than the speed, is that if the maximum drive is activated, Trial can only be used for another 10 seconds before Ryu is forcibly reverted back to his human form. But the transformation can be sustained if the maximum drive is successfully initiated and completed. Moving on to the final of Accel's forms, we have Accel's second evolved form, aka Accel Booster. This form was never seen in a TV series, however, the first time we got to see it was in the Accel version of the Kamen Rider Returns movies. This yellow form, not to be confused with the signal form, is created by the Gaia Memory Enhancing Adapter, which is attached to the top of the Accel memory in order to increase its power output. This form's notable feature is the more additional armoring on it compared to that of the Trial form. This additional armor hides several jet boosters that allow Accel to fly with amazing mobility and releases large amounts of fire due to the 3 times amount of thermal energy output that this form releases, and much like the forms preceding it, it can also utilize the engine blade. This is pretty much all the important things you need to know about Accel's forms. I'm not going to do Cyclone Accel Extreme because that form's number 1 theoretical, and number 2, since we've never seen it and we don't really know anything about it, all we know is that it's a toy and it is in a video game, but there's no stats or anything crazy on it. Hell, in the game it didn't even have a finishing move, so I don't think it's really that, worth talking about. Well, with all of that being said, I guess I'll go ahead and wrap up this video. If you liked this video, don't hesitate to give this a like, subscribe to the channel for more Kamen Rider weekly goodness, and let me know in the comment section, did I miss anything about the Accel forms, and what is your favorite Accel forms of the 3? Hell, if you have the bike forms that you like, you can go ahead and put those down too. Other than that, I think that's it. I'm Lambo Calrissian, reminding you guys to keep calm and Toku on.